Before my surgery, my wife texted, "I want a divorce. I don't need a sick husband." The woman in the next bed held my hand. "If I survive this, we should just get married," I said. She laughed once. Then a nurse walked in and went completely white. "I want to back up 3 weeks." The diagnosis came on a Tuesday. Liver mass, 3 centimeters, suspicious imaging. My doctor said the word surgery the same way people say the word weather. Matter of fact, like it was just a thing bodies did sometimes. I sat with my hands on my knees and wrote down every word in a notebook I'd brought because I didn't know what else to do with my hands. My wife was at work. I hadn't told her about the appointment because the first 2 had come back clean. That's what I told myself. The truth is, I already knew she wouldn't come. There would be a reason. A meeting, a deadline, something that mattered more than sitting in a plastic chair next to me while a doctor used the word mass. She came to the first appointment, just the first. After that, she was too busy, and I said I understood, and I went alone every time with my notebook. It was easier than admitting I was scared and had nobody to be scared with. When I told her that night, she set down her wine glass and asked about my leave policy. Not "Are you scared?" Not "What can I do?" Just the timeline, the logistics. I told myself that was her way of coping. I was very good at finding explanations for things I should have just looked at directly. The next 6 weeks were the quietest of my marriage. She was in the house, but absent in every way that mattered. She answered questions. She did not reach for me in the dark, and I did not reach for her, and we pretended that was fine. The night before I checked in, she kissed me on the cheek at 9 and said she'd be there by the time I was out of recovery. I believed her. That's the thing about a slow betrayal. It trains you to keep believing. It takes your pattern recognition and quietly dismantles it, so by the end you're standing in the rubble wondering how you missed it. I checked in at 11, pre-op prep. The ward was quiet. The woman in the other bed had dark hair and the kind of tired that only comes from more than 2 days in a hospital. She was staring at the ceiling when I arrived. Without looking over, she said, "It doesn't get more interesting." The ceiling, she said. I've been staring at it for 3 hours. It has no answers. We talked for 2 hours after that. Not about our conditions, about the specific sound of a hospital at 2 in the morning. About how fear has a smell. Not metaphorically, it actually does. About how strange it is to lie in a bed waiting to be opened up by strangers and trust they'll put you back right. At 3 a.m., my phone lit up. I read the text, then read it again. My hands went from steady to shaking in about 3 seconds, the way a structure responds to a load it wasn't built to carry. She was watching me. "Bad news?" she asked. I held the phone out without saying anything. Just held it up so another person could confirm the words were real. She read it. I watched her face go careful and controlled before settling into stillness. "She hopes it goes well," she said quietly. "The night before your surgery. That's a special kind of coward." Something about the flatness of it broke what I'd been holding together for 6 weeks. Not completely, just enough. I laughed, this horrible broken sound, and then I said it. A joke. "If we both make it through, we should just get married. Cut out the middleman. Skip to the part where someone actually shows up." She looked at me for a long moment. "Okay," she said. Then the door opened and the nurse came in to check my vitals. I didn't think about the okay again until day 3, when she walked into my room carrying 2 coffees from the hospital cafe, moving carefully, the way you move when your body has been through something and is still keeping score. She set 1 cup on my tray and sat in the chair beside the bed, not like a visitor, but like someone who'd already decided it was hers. "I heard you woke up asking about me," she said. My surgical team felt it was relevant. The corner of her mouth moved. She asked if I wanted to know why the nurse went white. I did. She told me her last name. I looked at her. Then through the door window at the brass plaque on the wall outside, the one I'd walked past 3 times without reading, same name. The nurse wasn't startled by the proposal. She was startled that I didn't know who I was proposing to, that a man in a hospital gown at 3 in the morning had asked the woman who funded the entire oncology wing to marry him as a stress joke, and she had said okay. I looked back at her. She was watching me with the quiet attention of someone waiting to see what I'd do with that. "So," she said, "still want to skip the middleman?" My phone buzzed on the tray table. We both looked down. My wife's name on the screen. Full story on the channel linked below.